Stem cells are in everything healthy in our body. Everything good is a good general way to look at it. And
Yeah.
as we age, our stem cells just go dormant. They don't actually leave our body, which is great news. They're still there. They just go dormant. They stop working. And that's specifically related to something called the copper peptide, GHKCU. By the time we're 30, our stem cells will drop down to about 50% are active. By the time we're 60, what you guys have a
Okay.
way to go to before you get there,
Yeah.
we're down to less than 10%. But parents, aunts, uncles, all that. So the stem cells just stop working. And so this is what's causing aches, pains, diseases. I can't walk as good. I can't work out as good as I used to, whatever. I remember I started feeling that in my 30s, actually, it just wasn't as strong. And that's all because these stem cells are going dormant. So the answer in the quote unquote medical world is get stem cell injections. And they do work for a very small band of people. And this is not a theory that I have. Dr. Leland Stillman, who is a trained medical doctor, he's an MD out of Naples, Florida. He said there's a very small percentage of people that get really good results. As a matter of fact, it's less than 10% of the people get really good results with stem cell injections. And what he means by that is, if your knee hurts, you get an injection for 2 years, your knee might feel better. But then you're going to need another one. Most people that get any results at all, they need to get injections every few months at $2,500 a throw. So, but there's a lot of people that don't get any results at all. They get an injection, doesn't do anything. That's probably most of the people. The problem is
Okay.
they advertise, hey, this will cure Parkinson's disease and cancer and arthritis and all this stuff, but only a small portion of people get those results. Here's why. The copper peptide GHKCU, if that's not stimulated in your body, the stem cells will go into your body and just die off. And again, this is not a theory I have. I'm going to play a video for you. It's about a minute long. This guy is
Okay.
a medical doctor, and I found him on YouTube. He sells stem cell injections for a living. That's what this guy does. He's a plastic surgeon, but he'll give you injections for anything. And he tells you stem cell injections don't last long. And this is a guy that sells them for a living. His name is Dr. Eric Weiss. Listen to what he
Okay.
says about stem cells being injected.
Cancer. The Duke study showed that benefits were found starting at about 1 month and then going up to six and then plateauing. Stem cells are kind of immunologically privileged, but the more they work, the more they start to express something called HLA antigens. And then the body picks them up as foreign and eliminates them. The stem cells are never designed to live long term in your body. They're designed to signal your body to heal itself, start the healing process, and then go away.
So that's what I say. I say, well, injections go away because they don't last long. So the goal here is use this patch, this stem cell reactivation patch, to get our own stem cells working again. It's just a little, it's called photobiomodulation. It's a little light therapy patch. It reflects the infrared light that's coming out of our body and puts it back into our body at a certain frequency. That's the part that's patented, okay? The guy that invented his name is David Schmidt. Now, David Schmidt is an entrepreneurial inventor. Everything he's done has been focused around anti-aging, age reversing, anything to do with photo light therapy and photo biomodulation. He's an expert at it. He has 200 patents to his name. And some people aren't impressed by that until they figure out, well, only about 55 to 65% of patents that are applied for actually get approved. The rest of them get rejected or go patent pending. Okay. So David Schmidt is literally a genius. And so he spent $4.5 million in 10 years of his life developing this, all the medical studies, double blind placebo test, peer reviewed, many of the studies are. So this is all backed by science. And in the actual patent, this is the language that the government issued the patent. Now, here's what it says. Embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide. That's what we talked about just a minute ago. If you don't elevate that copper peptide, you can inject all the stem cells you want. There's little to no chance they're actually going to do good long term. From that, you get including activation of stem cells. That's what we're looking for. We want our stem cells to come back to life. So from that, you get improvement of energy, elevation of antioxidants, dot, dot, dot. collagen production, reduction of inflammation. All these things happen as your stem cells are reactivated. So this little video right here is 1 minute 48 seconds. It's going to show how this little patch works. Because when I first saw it, I thought, how the heck is that little patch going to do everything that what I'm getting ready to show you is pretty astounding. Um, think of this. The military uses night vision goggles to see people at night. What they're seeing is infrared light that our body is emitting. So everything in God's creation puts off infrared light or frequency. Human beings put off both. So keep that in mind. Here's how the patch works. I'll be right back.
Light, an ancient form of energy that goes back to the dawn of time. For us, it all begins with the sun, the source of light and life for our entire solar system. Even Einstein concluded that everything we're made of contains light. All life originates with the sun through photosynthesis. Plants and vegetation collect the light, and all living creatures emit light. Humans actually emit infrared light, which can be seen with night vision devices. We've known for centuries that light has many effects on the body. LifeWave's phototherapy patches use light to stimulate the body's natural healing systems, providing specific health benefits. Here's how the technology works. First, a patch is applied to specific points on the body. Where the patch covers the skin, infrared light emitted from the body is reflected back into the tissue. This stimulates the skin, which in turn stimulates specific regions of the brain. The brain then taps into the body's own natural flow of energy and the ability to heal itself. Let's take a look at why this is important on a cellular level. For example, a number of our patch products help counteract free radicals, oxygen molecules that damage cell proteins and contribute to visible signs of aging. When the body is stimulated through phototherapy to release its own antioxidants, these free radicals are neutralized naturally.
Okay, so just as a quick review, um, it's patented nanocrystal technology. So there's nanocrystal salts, sugars, different organic matters in this patch. Um, and there's nothing going into your body that wasn't there in the first place. So outside of a heart transplant or something like that, we have a foreign um, organ in your body, you're totally safe to take it. It won't interact with any drugs or anything like that. So non-invasive, non-transdermal means there's nothing going in your body. Okay. Very early on, these are some of the things that we see, and we literally have thousands of testimonials talking about these things. You get increased strength, reduced inflammation, mental clarity is a big one. So for me, I won't tell you my whole story, but I've had 3 back surgeries, and all 3 of them failed. My last one was a 5-hour surgery at the Mayo Clinic back in 2014, and rods, screws, plastics, the whole works. I was in the hospital almost 10 days, and they were going to leave me on opioids the rest of my life. Basically, they said that, well, there's nothing else we can do to fix it. So you just enjoy these painkillers. Well, I'd be dead by now if I stayed on all those painkillers. So I weaned myself off, but I have been eating Tylenol and Motrin by the fistful for about a decade just to manage it a little bit. And 5 weeks using this patch, I have not taken a single pill for my lower back at all for several months now. But after 5 weeks using the patch, so skin appearance, I'm going to show you a picture of all this stuff. This is from the medical studies here. The brain becomes more balanced within the first few days. And how I describe this to people is you walk into a room, you're like, what the heck am I here for? Oh, my car keys. Yeah, that's right. That kind of goes away. That brain fog lifts within a few weeks. Collagen increases. So collagen isn't just hair, skin, and nails. It's also bones, joints, tendons, all that. And then within 6 months, the heart reverses in age. They actually did studies on people's heart wall thickness, blood flow, blood gases, all that, and it improves the age of the heart. So here's how you wear the patch. You wear it for 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Again, it's a little sticker. You stick it on the back of your neck or right below your belly button. And drink plenty of water. You'll need the water so you don't build up toxins. But they did all these studies, 4 hours, 8 hours, 72 hours. And the doctors determined through this 10-year period that 12 hours is a sweet spot for the human body. So then they designed the patch to work for about 12 hours. It doesn't stop working at 12 hours. If you wore it 13 hours, nothing bad's going to happen. But your body needs the other 12 hours to rest and recuperate. Okay. And here's why the doctors chose these two spots. You can see this scan, infrared scan of a human body. The guy's facing backwards towards us. Obviously, you can see all the red up by the back of the neck. So if you draw a line across your shoulders, right at the base of your neck, that's one good spot. And we look right above his butt through his pelvis there, about 2 or 3 fingers below the belly button is the other hot spot. But you can wear more than one. I recommend wearing one on the back of your neck. If your knee hurts, put one on your knee as well, your elbow or whatever, so you can stick it where it hurts. For my wife and her bladder issues, she wears one right down, right above her bladder, and it helps a ton. I can't even tell you the relief she's had, which has been great. So, picture's worth 1,000 words, they say. I think a picture's worth 10,000 words. So I'm going to show you a couple pictures here. This young lady here is 93 years old. She's not done anything except for wear the X39 patch on the back of her neck. And we're, we're required by law to say this is not intended to treat, cure, or mitigate any kind of disease or condition, but you can do the math yourself. We'll say that. So she's done nothing else but wear this patch. And you can probably see a pretty significant difference there. With a red scarf is after, obviously. You can see life in her eyes. The wrinkles aren't as deep. She just looks younger. She still looks like an old lady, but she looks like she's probably 83, not 93. And so I have no real medical training to speak of. I'm an engineer by training. But I did have biology class in 10th grade, and I remember the skin is the largest organ in the human body. So if her skin's that much better, how much better is the rest of her feeling? This is only 3 months. A lot of ladies, they want their skin to look good and be younger and all that, or stay young. So this lady here, you can see the difference in wrinkles around her mouth. She does have makeup on in the second picture, but look at her neck. There's no makeup on her neck. Her neck is way different. And this guy's liver spots or age spots on his head. This lady here, she's about 5 months, I'm told. And you look at her chest, massive difference. She didn't get any kind of injections or anything like that. This one, Renita is a lady. She's with us on our support team. She put patches on her dad's leg. So she enlarged this picture, the red, so you can see the inflammation in the sores. This is related to his sugar challenges. I'll just say that. And so she put 4 patches on his leg, and what you're looking at is 24 hours difference. It's 24 hours later. Um, he saw that much of a difference. Acne. A lot of young folks struggle with acne, and so this young lady here was like 5 months struggling with acne, and within just a few weeks, 5 months, I'm sorry, she wore the patch after years of acne challenges. So varicose veins is another one. So it didn't take them all the way away, but you see a massive reduction in the varicose veins. This lady here is actually a friend of mine, his mother. She has sugar challenges that they told her she needs to be on dialysis. She's got liver problems, all these different health problems. She's 84 years old, I believe. So she fell and hit her leg on a dresser, and they've been packing this wound and irrigating and packing it for 4.5 months. Couldn't get the thing to seal up. So he put the patch on her, put one on the back of her neck, put one above the wound, one below the wound. And what you're looking at is 5 weeks. So 4.5 months, it wouldn't seal up. 5 weeks, it sealed up. Circulation issues. This foot just looks painful to stand on, is all I can say. This 3 days later, you can see it's a lot better. So what a big difference. Water retention, edema. This is 3 weeks wearing the patch on the back of the neck. Again, anything related to inflammation, um, skin conditions. You can see day one before they had the X39 patch at all, and then after 10 days, almost totally cleared up. And people are getting all kinds of shots and stuff. Hey, I'm not against the medical industry, but these shots, a lot of them have so many different side effects. They're just brutal on us. So if you can get the body to work naturally, dry skin, this is severe dry skin. I'm told this took several months for this to clear up, but this guy had this problem for years. Vitiligo, there supposedly is no cure for this in the medical, quote unquote, medical field. I'm told Michael Jackson had this. That's why he bleached his skin. I don't know if that's true or not. I've been told that by several sources. But the top guy here in 3 months, look at particularly around under his eyes, around his nose. I guess it just takes over all your pigmentation. The guy in the bottom is 1 year, and he's promoting the X39 because he knows there was no other way to cure this, and it's almost totally gone for him. Wound healing. This is like 5 days from a snowboarding accident. This lady had a surgery. She had a nerve wrapped around her jugular vein, so she had to have surgery. So she put 3 patches on her neck, and you can see 10 days later, you can't even tell she had surgery hardly. So this next one, 9-year-old boy got his fingertip caught in a door. He slammed it in a door. And as we all would do, you pull on it, try to get it out of the door, right? Well, he pulled on it and the fingertip was hanging on by a thread. And the dad takes him to the hospital. The emergency room doctor tells him, nothing we can do, too much nerve damage. If we sew it back on, the fingertip will die. The dad begs him to sew it back on. They do, against their better judgment, and the surgeons were right. The fingertip did, in fact, turn all black and dead. And so the dad put 2 patches on the finger and 2 more on the hand, and you can see after 2 months, the fingertips back to normal. This was a big wound on this guy's back. They called it a medical mystery. Had it for years. They injected it, they lanced it, they tried all kinds of stuff with it. What you're looking at here is 2 months of the patch. Month 1, month 2, almost totally cleared up. Spinal cord issues. This is before the patent was actually issued. The patch was available in some way, shape, or form. They weren't really promoting it heavily, but this guy chose to use the patch instead of getting a 3-level fusion, which they told him they needed to have. And the surgeon called it a miracle. You can see the bumps in that first, your spinal cord should be 2 clear white lines. What you see in the second photo, that's after about 16, 18 months on the patch. Dogs, horses, cats, whatever issues your pets may have, they can wear the patch as well. Anything in God's creation with stem cells, it can help. So this is cataract on that dog's eyes. You can see the first picture, big white. I don't even know if the dog could see out of that eye. And only 2 days later, almost totally got rid of it. Mike Tyson, he has doctors. People say, oh, I need to have my doctor check this out. Well, most doctors don't understand what photobiomodulation is. Some do, but most don't. Mike Tyson has doctors. He steps in a ring. He makes millions of dollars even when he gets beat up. So then you got all these other professional sports figures, Olympic swimmers, NFL players, David Beckham, soccer player, basketball players, you name it, military. All these people also have doctors that advise. And all these doctors, in some way, shape, or form, ultimately fall under the care and umbrella of this young man sitting in the leg press. Whether or not somebody likes his politics, I say leave that aside. At 71 years old, he's in better shape than most 20-year-olds in our country. His name's RFK Jr. He's the Secretary of Health and Human Services of our country. And you can see the patch sticking out of the back of his shirt there. So he's on the patch. And he actually had his staff reach out to David Schmidt, the inventor of this patch, asked him to be on a stem cell research deal. So here's the deal.
I saw a video of him do 20 pull-ups. I don't know if you've seen that video.
I did. It's killer. I was embarrassed. I'm like, crap, I don't know if I can at 57. Yeah, I might be able to do half that. But yeah, he's ripped. So the marketing experts told David Schmidt that, okay, so this is a sleeve. I don't know if Bernie explained any of this to you. This is a sleeve. There's 30 patches in this sleeve. And so it could be a 30-day supply, but if you wear more than one, you can do the math. Okay, so what they told David Schmidt, because of the patent, because of all the medical studies and all the testimonials that you have, and stem cells are so hot right now, you could get $300 to $400 per sleeve for this. And David Schmidt said, no, I want to bless more people. We're going to do wholesale $99. And they told me it was crazy, but he went $99 anyway. And here's what happened. So 2020, the patent came out. They started marketing in 2021, and it was just a bunch of doctors, scientists kind of guys telling people about it. Didn't really know how to explain it. They didn't show what I just showed you, the pictures and everything. And then a guy came along at the end of that year, his name's Steve Merritt, and he figured out how to explain it to people. The company went from 20 million to 320 million. The year after that, 430 million. Finished up last year at $600 million. This year on track to get near $1 billion. I mean, it's just crazy how fast this thing is growing. And it's all because people are telling people about it. Like Bernie called you and said, dude, you need to learn about this. This thing is crazy. It's helping so many people. So here's what we recommend. Everybody falls on this scale somewhere, and you can let me know where you fall. On a scale of 1 to 10, I know we talked really quick here, but on a scale of 1 to 10, one is I'm not interested. I don't like stem cells. I don't even like bald guys. Leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you anymore. So that'd be a no. And at a 10, man, this looks great. I know a bunch of people that would benefit from this, like your mom and your wife or whoever. So I want to place a wholesale order. This looks great. So these are the options for the wholesale order. But just where do you think you're at on that scale?